If I ask you what economics is, some of you would say economics is dealing with money. The others may say it is dealing with wealth. Yet others may say economics deal with all that happens in economies. All of you are right, but still the question persists. What is economics? Economics has been defined in various ways. As an answer, various definitions exist, such as economics being all about economic problem, their identification, explanation, and possible solutions. Economics is the study and evaluation of economic problems. Each and every economic problem is a problem of choice and valuation. The question of choices arises as and when means are adjusted to ends. The adjustment itself constitutes an economic activity. The purpose of economic activities is to satisfy maximum possible ends by sacrificing minimum possible resources. The purpose of economic activity is so defined because of the peculiar characteristics of both wants and resources. Human wants have two fundamental characteristics. They are unlimited, and they can be graded in order of their intensity. A system of preference can be worked out so that the less urgent wants can be placed down the scale. On the other hand, resources like money, materials, and time have also got two fundamental characteristics, which are that they are limited in supply and have a lot of alternative uses. This gives rise to three fundamental questions of economic organizations: what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. In thinking about economic problems, we should distinguish questions of fact from questions of fairness. What are the different ways that a society can answer the question of what, how, and for whom? Different societies are organized through alternative economic systems, and economics studies the various mechanisms that a society can use to allocate its scarce resources. We generally distinguish two fundamentally different ways of organizing an economy. At one extreme, government makes most economic decisions, with those on top of the hierarchy giving economic commands to those further down the ladder. At the other extreme, decisions are made in markets, where individuals or enterprises voluntarily agree to exchange goods and services, usually through payments of money. In most of the democratic countries, it is the market which solves most economic questions. That is why their economic systems are called market economy. A market economy is one in which individuals and private firms make the major decisions about production and consumption. It is a system of prices, of markets, of profit and losses, of incentives and rewards, and determines what, how, and for whom. Firms produce commodities that yield the highest profit by techniques of production that are least costly. Consumption is determined by individuals' decision about how to spend the wages and property incomes generated by their labor and property ownership. The extreme case of a market economy in which the government keeps its hand off economic decisions is called laissez-faire economy. By contrast, a command economy is one in which the government makes all important decisions about production and distribution. In a command economy such as the one which operated in the Soviet Union during the last century, the government owned most of the means of production, especially land and capital. It also owned and directed the operations of enterprises in most industries. It was the employer of most workers and told them how to do their jobs, and it used to decide how the output of the society was to be divided among different goods and services. In short, in a command economy, the government answers the major economic questions through its ownership of resources and its power to enforce decisions. There have been no 100% market economy, although in the 19th century, England came close to being one. Obviously, no contemporary society falls completely into either of these polar categories. All societies are mixed economies, with combined elements of market and command. Today, most of the decisions in the economic front are made in the marketplace. But the government plays an important role in overseeing the functioning of the market. Governments pass laws that regulate economic life, produce educational and police services, and control pollution. The businesses not only exist in market or command economies for the sake of existence, but also have to interact with inner as well as outer environment in order to be successful and sustain themselves. The microeconomic environment deals with the operations of the firm in an industry and a market. The industry and or the market which condition the operations of the firm are in themselves the elements of an economy, domestic or national or international. Therefore, the microeconomic analysis of the national and global environment is called for. In that context, legal, social, cultural, political, physical aspects along with the economic aspects of business environment are required to be examined. Business economics is the knowledge stream that attempts to indicate how business policies are firmly rooted in economic principles. It takes a pragmatic approach towards facilitating an integration between economic theories and business practices. As a microscopic element, the firm and its business managers may not be able to exercise control over this macro environment, and therefore it is treated external to the firm. But in the same way, the firm may not always successfully control all those factors and factors which are internal to the firm. Example, the workers, the shareholders, the promoters, the managers, the subordinate staff and their expectations. Business decisions, if they are to be effective, must be soundly based on a critical awareness and understanding of these environmental variables, as well as the economic relationships which underlie all business operations. Many management functional areas such as marketing, finance, strategic planning, human resource development, etc. utilize many of the core concepts and techniques provided by business economics. We have already seen that economics as a discipline provides a set of concepts and percepts. The concepts and percepts together furnish us the tools and techniques of analysis. Economic analysis is used as an aid to understand business practices and business environment. Such understanding facilitates business decision making and decision taking. Sometimes an economic analysis also helps us to evaluate the rationality and optimality of business decisions already made or taken. Let there be a note of caution at this stage. Sometimes the pure economists may tend to analyze and visualize the business problem so carefully and critically, so meticulously and miraculously that they may end up paralyzing the understanding through theories and models. The practical businessmen and business executives cannot cultivate that culture. They are required to take decisions and follow them up by actions, and therefore business economics has to be used as pragmatic aid box. Thus we can say that economics as theory provides basic concepts and percepts, but business economics actually involves it in business scenario. Managers are known to be opportunists, isn't it? Opportunity related to his word is the concept of opportunity cost, which is extremely useful for decision purpose. Now what do we mean by opportunity costs? The opportunity costs are the concepts of sacrificed alternatives. Whenever we make a decision of making a choice, we choose one course of action, sacrificing the other alternative courses. Let us use this example. A machine can produce only one type of product from among A or B type of products. The opportunity cost of producing a given quantity of A is therefore the quantity of B, which it would have produced. If the machine can produce 20 units of A or 10 units of B, then the opportunity cost of 1A is half B. The opportunity costs may be either real or monetary, either implicit or explicit, either non-quantifiable or quantifiable. All decisions which involve a choice must involve calculation of opportunity costs.